Hi everyone, I'm your teacher Luke, and in this lesson you're going to learn 5 useful rules for using the definite article. The definite article is simply the word the, and it causes so many problems for English learners like yourself. Now there are of course more rules than just 5 for the article the, but these 5 are mistakes that I hear my students making all the time. So I hope this video will help you stop making the same mistakes. Okay, let's get started. Rule number 1. We use the article the when we are talking about a country or a place that is made up of a group of states, islands, or sometimes countries. Here are some examples. We have the United Kingdom, which is made up of 4 different countries: England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. I come from Wales, by the way. Then we have the United States, which is made up of 50 different states. Next, we have bigger areas in the world, like the Middle East, for example, which is made up of 17 different countries. Then we have countries that are made up of lots of different islands. So, for example, maybe the Samoan Islands or the Philippines. Both of these countries are made up of many different islands, so we always use the article the before them. We don't use the article the when talking about countries that are not made up of different groups. So a mistake I commonly hear is this: I live in the Korea, or I want to visit the India. Now both of these sentences are wrong because Korea and India are not made up of a group of states, countries, or islands. They're just one place. So we don't use the article the in front of countries like these. Rule number 2. We always use the with superlatives. So what is a superlative? Well, a superlative is an adjective which shows that something has the greatest quality. We use superlatives when we are comparing one thing among a big group of things. And you can make superlatives easily by using adjective plus est for shorter words and most plus adjective for longer words. Here are some examples. We have the adjective big. So if we want to make this a superlative, we add est on the end and it becomes biggest. But remember, we always use the article the with superlatives, so it is always the biggest. For example, Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. Another example is with the adjective expensive. Now, expensive is a longer adjective, so to make this a superlative, we must add the word most before the adjective. So it becomes most expensive. But again, we always use the article the, so it is the most expensive. For example, Rolexes are the most expensive watches. Rule number 3. We use the when there is only one of the thing you're talking about in the entire world. So let's look at some examples. How about this word, environment? How many environments are there in the world? Well, there's just one, so it is always the environment. Here's a sample sentence. We must protect the environment. Or, the environment is in danger. How about this word, internet? How many internets are there in the world? Well, again, there's only one. There might be many different internet providers, but there's only one internet. So it is always the internet. Have a look at this sentence. The internet has changed our lives greatly. Or, the best thing about the internet is that it connects people from all over the world. Rule number 4 is really similar to rule number 3, but on a smaller scale. So we can use the article the when there's only one thing you're talking about in a particular area, like a city or a country. So for example, the word government can become the government if you're talking about a particular government in a particular country. For example, the government just introduced a new law. You can also add an adjective before the noun, like this. The British government just introduced a new law, or the new government just introduced a new law. But remember, you always need to use the article before the word government if you're talking about a particular government from a particular country. So remember, if there's only one thing you're talking about from a particular area, like a city or a country, then you should use the word the in front of the noun. And rule number 5. We use the when the speaker and listener both know exactly what is being talked about. For example, I could say, I like the dog with big ears. In this sentence, both the speaker and the listener know exactly what is being talked about. That one particular dog. If we change this sentence to, I like dogs with big ears, then the speaker is not talking about one particular dog, but talking about all dogs with big ears in general. So remember, we use the if the speaker and the listener both know about what is being talked about. If you don't and you want to make a generalization, then you don't use an article, instead you use the plural noun. Like in this example, I like dogs with big ears. So I hope this video helped you understand when you can use the article the. There are more rules than this, but those rules are for more advanced lessons. I'll definitely cover more rules in a later video. Okay, so that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I want you now to make your own sentences in the comments below using these rules. Okay, see you later.